For a long time, I used a word as a safety net, as an excuse. And that word is just. Now, before I tell you how I was using this word, it's important that I share with you that I have always known somewhere deep down I was meant to write for children. In particular, I am drawn to poetry. I love small rhyming books that carry great big messages. But as life would have it, I took many different paths. And it wasn't until I became a mother that I really began to focus on my writing. But as I started to write my ideas and thoughts on paper, the word just crept into my life. I'm just a stay-at-home mom who likes to write rhymes for her children and their friends. I didn't go to school for this, so this is just a fun hobby for me. And of course, I am just too tired and I am just too busy to write down all of the ideas and poems swirling in my head. And as my children grew, I grew with them, but the word just was still there. I'm just going to self-publish, and I am just going to be in local schools and local bookstores. And I wasn't downplaying the role of a stay-at-home mom. I've always known the value of moms, dads, caregivers, working or staying at home. That wasn't it. I was afraid to commit to my passion, to my life's work. I don't know if I was afraid of a lack of talent or of judgment or of the time and energy it would take. I believe we are all meant to do something, and something special. And I also believe that many of us have some type of safety net or excuse. They can come in many forms. It can be words. It can be appearance, education, people in your life. Well, something happened to me that allowed me to cast away my safety net and never look back. It allowed me to add a new perspective to my life, to shift, to grow, to adjust. I received a phone call from the DuPont Theater in Wilmington, Delaware, a beautiful, historic 1,200-seat venue. And during this phone call, I learned that they had come across one of my books in that just local bookstore. The book was It's Not Mean to Be Green, which is a small rhyming book about a young boy who is confused by the common phrase, go green. He associates it with creepy green monsters in the night, such as witches and Frankenstein. Anyway, during this phone call, they told me that they wanted me to take this book that takes 7 minutes to read to an audience, and adapt it to a 50-minute musical, where literally thousands of students and families would have the opportunity to see it during the run of the production. Now, there were a few minor details. I would have 1 year to make it happen, and in order for it to happen, I would be in charge of everything, from the script to the songs to the set to the actors, everything. And in my head, I'm thinking, that's crazy, but sounds fun, but I have no idea. And out of my mouth came the words, I'm your girl, I'll do it. So, like any good woman, I celebrated all night long. And then the next morning, reality hit, and it hit hard. And I realized there was no more time for just. And I also realized I needed a team. I needed an us. I began to reach out and email and call everyone I could possibly think of who could help me make this happen. And it turns out when people like what they do, they're very willing to share their knowledge and their experience, which is beautiful. And so this guy who we love, who gives our son drum lessons, he owns a recording studio. And I somehow found the courage to start sending him the lyrics and even sing for him sometimes the songs I began to write late at night or during my early morning runs or in car line. I met with a dear friend in a coffee shop day after day and worked on the script. I went to every musical I could and snuck my way backstage or begged to go back and talk with the actors and the directors and figure out how does the set work together and what kind of props do I need. I tested material on my children. What works, what doesn't, what's funny, what's not. And I discovered the truth along the way. And the truth is that this is one of many projects I am meant to do, and I'm really good at it. And it's okay to say that. And it's okay to put yourself out there. And when that kind of honesty and that kind of truth meets the adjustments I was making in my life, it creates trust. And I began to trust myself. And when you trust yourself, you trust your work. And when you trust your work becomes a living, breathing part of your team, of your us. I want to tell you about my us, a special part of it. They were my monsters from It's Not Mean to Be Green and the McDirth family. I learned along the way that everybody loves monsters, from children to adults. And together, we sold out those shows and continued to tour for 2 more years. And I'm not done yet. With my monsters and my team, I'm exploring animation and online apps and phone apps. And I really don't know how to do it yet. And it's fun and exciting and challenging and scary. But I'm still willing to say, I'm the girl who will make this happen. And so my monsters start with Trevor Evermore, a vampire who represents sustainability because he needs the earth to last as long as he does, which is forever. And then there's Greenella the witch, who flies around on her broom and supports alternative transportation. And Finn, my swamp monster, he talks about clean water and water conservation. And then Frankenstein, or Frank to me, is all about recycling because he's made from reused parts. So together, we have done so much. And then there's that McDirth family, the little boy who was confused. And perhaps there is no stronger part of any team than friends and family, because they will invest in you in ways you never thought possible. And they are blessings that should be counted every day. They are there for you when you're excited, and they are there for you when you're struggling. My husband found me one night, practically rocking in the corner, and I said, I am freaking out. I'm overwhelmed, I'm lost. I don't know what to do with this musical, and my laundry's up to here, and I just ordered pizza again for dinner. And he said, Jamie, stop. This is not the year we will remember eating pizza. This is the year we go to your musical. And even as he said those words, I knew he was going to be there for me because I had confidence in my team, in my us that I had created. And that kind of confidence helped me to learn when to lean on him or others, when to delegate, and when to lead. And that confidence led to another great adjustment in my life, which was working on first reactions. Because every day there is an obstacle, and there is a roadblock. And I didn't have the time, and I don't think any of us have the time to say, that's it, I quit, I give up. I had to get my book to that stage, and you need to get to that next step in your work. So I learned to take a deep breath and think, how bad is it? You know, I always kept the picture of that end result somewhere here, what I want my grand finale to look like. But I also realized that day I just needed to get to that next step from point A to point B. And so I learned, can I do it myself? Do I call for help? And then I moved on and went to the next day. So when your safety net is gone and you have a fantastic team in place and you are adjusting all over and you have spectacular first reactions, the exciting time comes to share your work. And it is so important to share because if you have put that much love and that much time and that much care into your work, it will make a difference in someone's life. I have children coming up to me, singing my songs, and telling me that they turn the lights off when they leave a room, or they shut the water off when they're brushing their teeth. And that keeps me going. And with all of the amazing platforms and technology we have to share our work, there really are no excuses not to put it out there. That safety net left a long time ago. So I like to think of my ideas like glitter that I throw out into the universe. And sometimes they go and they land, and I don't see them again, but I know they're out there doing their thing, and they're sparkling, and I like that image. And then every once in a while, a piece of my glitter will catch and hang, and it's beautiful. And it makes someone think or smile. And I'm really hoping that I threw some glitter out at you today so you can think about your work, because it will come down to you. You know, I want you to think about it. What is it that's holding you back? What's stopping you from getting on track? And I'm not just talking you right here, but all of us, from the TEDx in Wilmington to the TEDx's in Japan, every woman, child, and man, because I believe in each of you, there is something you are meant to do. And I believe if you are honest with yourself, you know it's true. So what is it? Are you just too busy? Just too tired? Just too poor? Try again, because I've used those all before. Cast away your safety nets. There are opportunities all around. And when you take the first step and begin, they will be found. Start by gathering the right people to be by your side. People who will support and listen, and sometimes teach and guide. And when you hit those roadblocks that will inevitably fall upon your path, take a deep breath and do some simple math. How bad is it on a scale from 1 to 10? Then pick yourself up and start again. Evaluate your options, call for help. Really look and see, how can you get from point A to point B? And then the exciting time will come to share, to put your work, your glitter, your monsters out into the air. Imagine the journey you're about to take and dream of the difference I know you will make. Help someone, make them think, put a smile on their face, and watch this world become a better place. So let me be your permission slip to sail off on your wishing trip. Go out and finish your brilliant business plan. Find a way to help people or save our land. Build houses, build bridges, raise money for a cause. Protect others by studying laws. Push yourself to be a role model in sports. Show people how to act on and off fields and courts. Inspire the world through art. Write books, make movies, sing, or play a song. And please, when the time is right, pass it on. Thank you.